we kind of landed at the place of having all of our work achieve this common goal of community education and having that be kind of the driving force behind everything we do. Because part of community education is public health, youth development, economic development, all those things are kind of rolled into community education. So then we looked at what actual resources were at the table already, like already have capacity, can get up and go. And those resources included the public school districts, the current availability of land farms, kitchens, things like that. And then we started looking at how we could share these resources. So, for example, she's from Timberland Academy, and she has a school with land, with teachers, with parents. How can we start pulling those people into this common goal of community education around food and food systems? And Jack is like serious, passionate champion for developing Frebel, that old building, into a community center, which he already has a name for, just in case you didn't know. It's called Wigglewood. And we looked at the economic development piece because we believe that has to be a driving force in terms of making this whole thing sustainable. If it doesn't make money somewhere, somehow, then we're still looking for grants to keep making it go. So the economic development piece feels really important and central, and there are already organizations that are really focusing in on that, like Community and Compass. And so we feel like there's already capacity there, but we just need to work with those partners to build that capacity. And I think, did I cover everything, you guys? Oh, we talked about how we already have in place some things like marketing opportunities, mentoring, evidence-based curriculum. Like, there are so many different organizations in Muskegon that are already funded right now to do this work because it's a public health issue. So resources are coming towards us to do this work. How can we actually tie those things together for a better, I'm not going to say that expression, but a better value for the dollars? And all of us at this table, I don't know how that worked out, but we all, like, every time we talked about something, we landed at the place of youth. Youth, youth, youth. We feel youth need to be at the core of this. We feel they should be part of the driving force of this. And we feel they should be definite partners in the implementation of many pieces of this project. So, I don't know, maybe we should look at that to getting some youth at the next time we get together, youth at this meeting. I just thought of that right now, so. So did I cover everything?
I'm part of the CCD group, the Community Coalition for Community Development, and we have a sort of a mini success model in that for the last 2 years, summers, we've had a summer learning program with the Martin Luther King neighborhood students in the direction of Dr. Rux, Doris Rux, and so our objective in recognizing the focus on youth and being more healthy is that since we've had the success model with kids, why not broaden that as a year-round learning project for the parents of those kids? The key to the success of the summer learning program was that food, and the kids had mini gardens, plots on MLK property, and they grew vegetables. Amazing how food comes out of the ground, and they cultivated it in a matter of weeks. They saw edible products, and as a graduation or end of program result, they actually made a soup out of some of those vegetables that they actually grew themselves. Now the fringe benefit is that from that garden, there is the educational component of reading, writing, arithmetic, okay, adding, measuring, spelling, okay, talking about food, broadening their vocabularies and so forth. And so that as a model, now we talk about healthy kids. Where do they get most of their habits from? Home, okay, and or TV. And so if we could somehow re-educate parents, we now have, shall we say, an adult version of the summer learning program for kids. We now have a year-round learning effort to re-educate parents in support of our ongoing summer programs. And so we're talking about, in light of the focus being on adults, is to now recognize all the resources that we have in the greater Muskegon Heights area. We have parents who have gardens, okay? All kids don't know that food comes from those gardens. They rather think that it comes from Walmart, Plums, or Myers. And so our effort again is to link the educational arena, the local garden experts in the neighborhood, the reality that we've lost about 3 or 4 neighborhood grocery stores, small businesses, okay, to re-energize that and to look at the economic development possibilities there. And the school is waiting for us to add to their current curriculum, okay, in terms of healthy foods. I'm a guest teacher, substitute teacher in the Heights system, and I just cringe sometimes at lunch to see kids dumping food back into the trash can that goes to waste. I said, what's wrong with this picture? And then I look at some of their backpacks, and we've got Cheetos, and Snickers. And so we're trying to change that model by doing an adult focus and bringing all of our resources to bear and to utilize churches and other faith-based organizations to help us deliver that model to adults. Again, and it's going to be parallel to what we're doing for the summer focus program with youth. So in a nutshell, and we shared a lot of resources here from various other entities that could help us deliver that adult model.
All right, well, we started with aha moments. We had a few aha moments to end us today, and I know that you all are going to be going through an incredible process already, but for the next 3 years, getting some things done, getting more things done as you start working together, and I've been very privileged and happy to meet you today and be part of getting those conversations going even more. So thank you very much for playing with me today and working.
Thank you. I just want to compliment the group on your day today together, your willingness to share your ideas and what you're thinking about. This is a very different approach, I think, to an RFP. And I'm just thrilled that you came, that you gave your afternoon, that you were open, that you're talking to each other. The best thing I heard at my table was at lunchtime, and it was, okay, so when's a good time for you to meet? You know, I mean, that's how it gets started, and that's how it gets going. I wanted to address the question about planning. Can planning be a part of this grant application? And my impression is that it is, you write this proposal for what you need. And if more planning time is a big part of what you need, you should write that into your proposal. We'll have to consider that as a community advisory council, but you know, we'll let them know that we've given you that option. So it isn't so much what we're looking for, it's what you as a project need and want to do. So think about it that way.
And I guess I'd just like to add that one of our goals for today was to give you a chance to hear the other ideas that were out there and to make the connections that, geez, they're interested in the Muskegon Farmers Market. So am I. So we do encourage you, we will get the contact information out to get a hold of one another and have further conversations. And if you want one of us to be there, fantastic. We don't need to be, but we are happy to sit with you and bounce ideas back and forth and help answer specific questions about the RFP and the actual grant application moving forward. We are glad to be your resource because our goal is to have many, many fantastic applications so that we are looking to other resources to help make them all happen because we really want this to make a difference in our community.
Thank you, and thank you everyone. Thanks to Patty again and to everyone. You guys were great today and probably exceeded our expectations for where we thought the community was at. So, you know, these are the same types of conversations we're having all over the country, and Muskegon is right up there. So I would keep going, and we'll talk about all of these ways to support you so you can, you know, provide the strongest proposal that meets your needs And then we'll continue with ways that we can support you after you're funded, or to continue to seek out funding to keep projects going and build new projects.